Everybody, welcome to Phil and Dave's Excellent Adventures. Today, we are reviewing the movie, The Batman. This is going to be a spoiler review, so if you haven't seen the movie yet and you are concerned about spoilers, I would suggest you go ahead and watch the movie first before you watch this review. Phil, can you tell them a little bit about the movie?
Yeah, so we saw the Batman, and it was a good movie. It was awesome. All the action and all the dark moments that they have were kind of okay.
Yeah.
But in the beginning of the movie was really weird.
How so?
I do that. The mayor was watching TV, and he didn't know there was someone behind him.
Yeah.
And that was probably one of the weirdest parts that I seen.
Yeah, it was weird that he wouldn't have noticed him or seen him. I guess he was distracted because he was watching TV. He was watching the race to see if he won. But yeah, it did seem a little weird the way they did that. Yeah, I actually kind of thought the beginning was weird too. But how about let's start with what we liked about the movie first, and then we'll talk about stuff we didn't like as much. What did you like about the movie?
The action, the fight scenes, and all that, like how the water comes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, those are great. Yeah, I agree. And was there anything you didn't like about it besides the opening?
To be honest, Dave, no.
No. All right.
I thought it was good. There was probably a couple parts that out in ordinary that I wasn't really fine with.
Okay. Are you ready to give it a score, or do you want to wait and hear my review first?
I'm gonna wait for that.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about what I thought of it, and if it makes you think of anything, let me know. You can jump in, okay?
Sure.
So yeah, this is The Batman. It takes place about 2 years into his career as the Batman, I think. As far as what I liked about it, the cast I thought overall was really great. Colin Farrell as the Penguin was awesome and unrecognizable. He almost looked like Robert De Niro or something, but fat and kind of bald. It was interesting. Turturro is in there as Falcone. He does a great job. Andy Serkis is a great actor. He played Alfred. I thought he was really good. I liked Zoë Kravitz a lot as Catwoman, Selena Kyle, and Paul Dano as the Riddler was great. He plays crazy so well. I'm starting to think he might just be crazy in real life. I don't know. I like the contacts that he used at the beginning to like sort of videotape stuff, and he uses them with Selena too. Although
I was thinking that.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought maybe they were a different color than his eyes. Like his eyes were blue and the contacts were brown to kind of cover up his identity. And I think that was not right. I like the eye makeup because in the other Batman movies he would take off the mask and there'd be no makeup, and in this one he had makeup on. That makes sense. I like that there's no parents' death scene. All the other Batman movies had to show his parents dying, and this one's like, no, you get it. We don't need to show you his parents dying. It's fine. I really liked Something in the Way, the Nirvana song they play toward the beginning of the movie. I thought was really cool and really effective. I really liked that song. Didn't like it as much the second time, but I liked it the first time for sure. I thought his wingsuit was really cool. Remember when he has to escape the police department? He has that wingsuit that he busts out and he pulls out the chute and he hits the bridge. That was really cool. That was a fun scene.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Dave. But there was one funny part that I liked when Batman punched his friend.
Oh yeah, the commissioner.
I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, and he was like, "You could have pulled your punch," and he goes like, "Dude."
I like that part, and then all the officers were running to get him, and then he escaped from the officers somehow, and then after that he couldn't find him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was good.
And then there was one part that they did find him.
Yeah.
When he went into the I think it was like the apartment.
Yeah. Okay.
And they were trying to solve like this case, like what Riddler was gonna do.
Yeah.
To the victims, who like how many people he killed and all that.
Yeah, that's actually, I was going to bring that up next, I think, is I liked the carpet tool. because when I saw it, I recognized it, and I said, I've seen that somewhere, but I couldn't think of where. And then when the one cop's like, my cousin or my uncle or whatever lays carpet, that's a tucker, I think. I'm like, oh yeah, that is a carpet tool. I've seen that. And then he used it to pull up the carpet, and you saw where the bombs were. Go ahead.
Actually, I was about to say the same thing too. I thought that part was kind of cool.
Yeah, I liked it. There are times in the movie, especially at the beginning, where I was unsure if the character that we were seeing was Batman or the Riddler. So like at the very beginning, I was pretty sure it was the Riddler. I wasn't 100% sure. I thought maybe the kid in the beginning was supposed to be young Bruce Wayne, and it turned out it was the mayor and his kid. But yeah, and then there's a part later where, Batman, or when he first starts talking, he's like, I've been doing this for 2 years. And at first I'm like, wait, is this the Riddler or is this Batman? Or like when he's kind of stalking Selina, like same thing. Or when the Riddler is stalking Peter Sarsgaard, who was also great in the movie. Kind of same thing. I'm like, wait, is that the Riddler or is that Batman doing that? And I liked it. I think they did that on purpose, and that was cool. I really liked the Batmobile, which I was trying to figure out.
I like that too.
At first,
I like that too.
Yeah, it was cool. At first, people were saying it was like a 70 Barracuda. I've heard people say it's a Charger, a Camaro. It seems to be sort of a mixture of a bunch of different cars and something they kind of made, but definitely seems to be inspired by either a Plymouth or a Camaro, or a Dodge of some sort. But yeah, and I actually like the music in this. I've said before that I don't like Michael Giacchino sometimes, his music. And in this one, I actually really like the music in this. I thought it was pretty good. Anything else you liked about it that make you think of anything, Phil?
Actually, yeah. Actually, there was like he was chasing after that mob guy. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was good.
Like when that car scene, like, and then I remember when they went to that bar. It was like I was probably thinking like it was an underground bar or something.
Yeah.
And he saw the penguin. And I thought that part was cool. And I remember in that part that there was like a couple fight scenes, maybe like in 2 of them.
Yeah.
And then they find this guy who was the head leader of what was it?
Yeah, Falcone?
Yeah, Falcone.
Yeah.
He was the ones who set everybody up.
Yeah, I think in general, the fight scenes and the action was really well directed. And that Batmobile scene, I think, was my favorite scene. When he's chasing after the penguin, and then he jumps over the truck, and then he comes down, and then you see the penguin's car flips, and Batman comes out of the flames, and it's upside down. Like, that was really cool. That was a really good shot. As far as what I didn't like about it, though, there were some things I didn't like about it. I didn't like the opening. I thought they sort of shoot it through like a scope or something, binoculars, and I just thought it was an odd way to start. And the movie starts completely silent. Like there's no sound at all. And I noticed, I've seen it twice now, both times people didn't realize the movie had started. And then it starts with Ave Maria, which is a fine song, but it's not a very action-filled, pump you up kind of song. It's sort of an interesting way to start. And there's a lot of these sort of a tour kind of style director, these very art house fancy kind of things like that, or like these blurry shots that he does, and these long lingering shots that, I don't know, to me seem a little out of place. I know people seem to think Batman is somehow above the rest of the comic book genre. I don't think it is. It's still comic books, man. Like, calm down. It's not that big of a deal. We get an F-bomb in this. At the beginning, the second victim of the Riddler says, "Happy effing Halloween." And it's kind of funny, but it's also a little weird. I've always thought it was weird when they have swearing in superhero movies. I think this is the first time I've seen it in a proper DC movie. I know they've done it in some of the cartoons and stuff, but it's weird. It seems out of place to me. The hospital scene with Alfred, I had to talk about because I thought Alfred, God, what's his name? Andy Serkis' acting in the scene was great. I didn't think Pattinson's acting was very good in that scene. It was very like Twilight kind of scene. Overall, the movie's a little too serious for me. There is some moments of levity, the fingerprint thing. You got a lot of cats. Batman actually gets a decent number of laughs out of this, and so does the Penguin, and so does the Riddler. But overall, the movie takes itself very seriously. I did have a couple issues with the cast. Like I said, Pattinson was mostly good, but he was mostly just playing. There was no difference between his Bruce Wayne and his Batman. They were the same character, and in a lot of ways, they kind of seemed like the vampire from Twilight that he played. I don't know. Jeffrey Wright was mostly good. There was a couple line readings that I thought could have been better. And then there's this cop. He's got 4 stars on his collar, and he's got this really high-pitched voice, and it's very weird. And I don't mean to like make fun of the guy. I guess he's just got a high-pitched voice. You remember him? You know what I'm talking about?
I remember that part. Yeah,
Oh, you're gonna let this guy go on you? I'm like, why? He sounds like Casey.
I didn't get that either. I didn't get that part.
I mean, hey, if that's the way the guy sounds, it's the way the guy sounds. But it was like a little distracting, and I didn't quite understand. And everyone seems to have New York accents in this. I don't exactly know why. People speak bad English. At some point, Batman says ain't, which is just weird to me that Batman would say ain't. He was raised better than that. Selena at some point says, oh yeah, I seen him at the club. And I'm like, what is she, a hick that grew up in this? I don't understand. I think that at some point they decided to make Catwoman's Falcone's daughter. I don't know if I like that or not. It's whatever. I thought the love story was a little bit crammed in there. It sort of just developed more quickly than it needed to. I wanted more Batmobile. The Batmobile was cool. We needed more of it. Motorcycle, I thought was kind of stupid. Honestly, it's a cool motorcycle, but the design's got these 2 points on it that if he had to stop suddenly would impale him. Not a good idea. And also, a cape on a motorcycle is a terrible idea. Why would you ride a motorcycle if you have a cape? I don't get it. The movie's way too long. It's almost 3 hours long. It is slow at times. There's times, especially the first time, that I felt like I was just waiting behind an old person at a bank. I feel like if you gave me this movie, I could cut it down to 2 hours, maybe 2.5, no problem. The issue I've always had with The Court of Owls is I find it hard to believe the best detective in the world didn't think that, his parents may have been connected. He had never heard this in the 20 years since they died. And he didn't think it was odd that his dad helped Falcone. He thought he just did it out of the goodness of his heart. He never once questioned that. I don't know. I can't believe Batman didn't get the bats or rats with wings. That's a pretty common saying. We know bats are actual mammals, but people say that all the time. And also Falcone being the rat, I thought was pretty obvious. I don't know why Batman wouldn't have figured that out sooner. Everyone in this movie is kind of dumb. The citizens are dumb. Batman's kind of dumb. There's the point where Peter Sarsgaard comes in with a bomb on his neck and people are just standing around. Like, run away. What are you doing? Why are you standing there? It doesn't make any sense. At some point, Batman shoots up some mystery drug that is not explained. It's probably venom because it's green like venom, but it's a little weird. I don't know why they decided to do that. And then we got the Joker, which was a weird scene because I think you weren't sure, and I think a lot of people weren't sure about what was going on in that scene. We get the Joker with the Riddler. You want to talk about that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Actually, kind of don't, but.
Well, I think you kind of weren't sure who that was supposed to be at first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually thought it was Jared Leto at first. I thought it was a Jared Leto Joker and they were bringing him into these movies. But it wasn't. It was Barry Keoghan, I don't know how to say his name. But the guy who played Druig in Eternals is apparently going to be the Joker in this new Batman series. That's cool.
Actually, I did want to talk about that. When they were in the when both of them were in the cell, but not together.
Yes, yeah. So it was Riddler, and I'm pretty sure the Joker was the other guy.
Mm-hmm.
Laughing, yeah.
I didn't know who the second one was. I knew it was the Joker, but it'd be cool if he actually opened the cell and actually see what he looks like.
Yeah, it would have been nice. They don't show much of his face, just a little bit in shadows. It looks kind of scarred, and his hair is kind of spiky, and maybe it's green. I wasn't even honestly sure if his hair was green. But he's laughing, so we're pretty sure it's probably the Joker, right?
They both were laughing at the same time together. That part that made a little was a little weird, but kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's more of the Joker. I noticed throughout the movie, Catwoman calls him Vengeance. Like his name is just Vengeance in this movie. Okay, but he looks like a bat, and people call him Batman, and they're clearly people are like, "Oh, that's Batman." But is he trying to say, "No, I'm Vengeance. I'm not Batman"? I don't know. Hey. I also have always had an issue with. So they're saying in this movie maybe Bruce's parents were killed by Falcone, or maybe they were killed by Maroni, or maybe they were killed by a random thug. In the first Batman, in the '89 Batman movie, they made it the Joker. The issue I have with that is if Batman's parents were killed by Falcone or Maroni or somebody like that, Batman should not be Batman. He should be a lawyer. He should go into the DA's office. He should try to stop organized crime. If his parents were killed by a random thug, that kind of makes sense, him becoming Batman to sort of strike fear in the hearts of the average criminals. But if it's organized crime, there are better ways to deal with organized crime. And people have pointed out that Batman would be better off giving money to charity and helping out charitable causes than being Batman. He could help more people that way. I always assumed he did both, but in this movie, they specifically say he doesn't give to charity. So like, no, you should still be giving to charity, stupid. Like, come on, it's not that hard. Like I said, there's really no Bruce Wayne in this movie. When he is Bruce Wayne, he's still Batman. He acts exactly the same. He drives a Corvette that even kind of looks like the Batmobile. I did want to mention quickly that the design for his bat costume, which is mostly pretty cool. The cowl I'm a little iffy about, but it looks a lot like Lee Bermejo's Noel Batman design. And also the Joker from Dark Knight was based on a Lee Bermejo drawing. So he's done a lot recently. This also reminded me, it's a bit based on The Long Halloween, a bit of Ego and a bit of a couple other Batman Year One. There's a quick Tommy Elliott Hush reference in there, which was kind of cool. And I did notice, somebody else pointed this out, but this movie has all of the characters from the 60s Batman movie in it. It's got Joker, Penguin, Riddler, and Catwoman. So that's pretty cool. That's all I've got to say. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Phil?
Well, I think you covered it all.
Yeah, I said
But
a lot.
the organization, family, like the Mab family and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That was interesting. I thought that was cool. I like the way that Batman pretty much beat him up a little bit. That was kind of funny. Actually, no, I don't have anything else to say, but I thought that movie was pretty cool.
So I think we're going to be getting a TV show about the Penguin. And I think there's also going to be a TV show about Gordon and the GCPD, Gotham City Police Department. So those are coming up. I think there's also going to be a Batgirl movie. And the Batgirl in the movie is going to be Gordon's daughter. Just like, in most of the time in the comics, Batgirl is also Gordon's daughter. So there's a lot going on here. It seems like they also plan to make more movies. The movie had a budget of about 200 million, I think. It's made about 140 or so far. So I'm sure it's going to make money. I'm sure it's going to do fine. I think my score on this one is going to be an 8 out of 10. I think it was good, could have been better, and with some better editing, honestly, could have been a really, really good movie. But 8 out of 10 is where I settled on this one. What about you, Phil?
Actually, a 7 out of 10.
Okay, wow. Okay, so you like as much as me.
I mean, it was good. I mean, like I said, the dark parts were like the beginning and the end were like a little confusing.
Yeah.
And then you had those people who were dressed up like the Riddler.
Yeah, I like that.
That I thought that was cool. I like that fight scene a lot. I thought that had a lot of cool parts. And then I remember when the Batman got shot, and he had something in his belt. Took it out and he injected himself or something.
Yeah, that's where.
And I didn't get that, but then I found out that he had rescued that Catwoman.
Yeah.
And then he got on top of that guy and started pounding on him really brutally.
Yeah,
and then the captain comes in. He said, okay, stop right there. And then after that, I was going to say something else. Then I actually told myself that I actually forgot it. So, but the movie was amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so we're not quite sure what we're going to review next week. If we don't go to the movies, we might just do Moon Knight, because I think that comes out next week. I'm not sure. I said it's on the internet. Oh well.
And what was the movie called again? I might need to write it down.
I'll text you. There's a TV show called Moon Knight on Disney Plus.
Moon Knight? Okay.
It comes out next week. I might be wrong, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. If you saw the movie, let us know what you thought of it in the comments down below. And we'll see you here again next week. Have a great night.
My name is Philip.
My name is Dave.
And we ended it.